Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Growing up, it was a very memorable game, as my siblings and I loved the cartoon, but the game was probably memorable for the wrong reasons. It was just too hard for a child, and there were some super annoying game mechanics. I am a fan of the game, but man, it's like Bayou Billy. You just find yourself playing super cheap just to get through it. The game starts off by you fighting totally random enemies that weren't even in the cartoon. Fair enough, there's occasional Foot Clan Ninja and Mousers, but look at this. This mini-boss is just a large frog. I mean, really? After battling all those ridiculous enemies, you come to Rocksteady. This is a prime example of where you need to play cheap. Select Donatello, sit on those boxes, and just attack downwards to defeat him. Also, April gives you her full support. This is why Donatello is so important in this game. The game really should have been called The Adventures of Donatello and His Three Sidekicks. So, the strategy is, if Donatello is captured, just push this button right here. Right, off to save the dam. I mostly use Michelangelo for this level as he's pretty useless. I always liked that when you jumped off the dam you disappear, and then there's a big splash. Classic. In this level, you'll need to dodge the electric beams to defuse all the devices. Don't worry, electricity and water don't affect each other in this game. There's also all kinds of electric seaweed to deal with. I really hate this section. No matter what you do, it just drains your health big time. And I often find myself switching out characters. Also, watch out for this killer seaweed. Here's the last one. Oh, missed one. Gonna have to go back and find out where it is with absolutely no time left. Right, second attempt, and done. Then, onto this overly long cutscene. Here, what? This room doesn't look like a sewer at all where the turtles live. It looks like the inside of a house. This is so annoying. Why does the world's greatest ninja always get kidnapped? Level 3 is just a maze. You're a rat in a maze. The first thing you need to do is get missiles so you can get past all the barriers. This has to be one of the stupidest jumps of all time. Who possibly thought this was a good idea? Anyway, you actually walk across it. This is so bad. Why did they ever do this? It's not obvious at all. Why? And here is another reason why you need Donatello all the time. There's a place in the maze where you can actually free any captured turtles. I thought this was a really cool idea, and they also have full health. This is always a welcome relief, as I've usually lost one of the turtles in the underwater dam stage. With cool parts, there's also really annoying parts, like this pizza. This should be so easy to get. Good grief! All I had to do was move that top level over one block, and this would be fixed. That's all I had to do. And on the subject of impossible pizzas, how am I supposed to get this one? Oh, why? So, driving around the level for what seemed like ages and driving over exploding foot soldiers, I've decided to make a map. The level is actually very simple. Just get the missiles at the beginning of the level, blow up a few barriers, and head around to this building, go through the underground sewers to the final building. And that's where the boss is. Cue another frustrating jump. In level 2 they can swim, but in level 3 they can't. They are turtles, for goodness sakes. They can swim. And what's going on with this current in the sewers anyway? It's like being flushed down the toilet. At the end of this sewer there's a whole pizza. I don't know why I didn't think of this as a kid, but just keep going back and getting it until all your turtles are full health. I love how you find a pizza in the sewer, clinging to a ladder, and other random locations in the game. It's just like real life, like in here, and in here, and here. Oh, I was gonna eat that! The boss is another Ninja Turtle. I'm not sure where he came from, but instead of fighting him, why don't you ask him to join you? He's a fellow turtle. Unfortunately, you can't play cheap with Donatello when he turns into a robot. Anyway, defeat him, and you free Splinter. Oh. Just oh. Level 4, you're at some sort of airport, so to travel across it, you need to go into the sewers beneath it and make your way across. These sewers are just a little annoying sections that most of the time, it's easier just to speed run your way through them and not really play it. Also, the These sections are so bland. No thought or imagination's gone into them at all. Look at this! How are you supposed to get down there without taking any damage? Absolutely ridiculous. Again, probably the best way to get around is to draw a map. There's more than one way to get around the level, so if you don't do this, you may find yourself running around in circles. I can't believe I had this completely memorized as a kid. You eventually make it to this section. You may want to stop here and practice dropping down quickly. Or have an instant death like that. Let's try that again. It's like the trash compactor scene from Star Wars A New Hope. And of course, to add insult to injury, there's yet another impossible pizza. It's just complete luck I've got through this. It's lunacy. At the end of the level, there's a giant mouser. Play cheap, stay between the eyes, select Donatello, keep jumping attacking, and you won't get hit. That's it. Level 5's mission is to find the Technodrome. You need to do this at night on some sort of Foot Clan base. This level is all about luck. And seen from my brilliant map, there are only 3 sewers to choose from. Each sewer, you need to fight your way down to the bottom in the hopes that the Technodrome is there. Let's try this one. Right, the moment of truth. Ugh, great. Now you need to fight your way up to the surface, and this is twice as hard as getting down. Picking the wrong one will really ruin your day, especially when you're a 10-year-old. At the bottom of another sewer, we finally find the Technodrome, and this is as far as I got as a kid, but look at the state of this. It looks like a 3-year-old designed this. The Technodrome perfectly sums up this game. Critical sections of the game, the programmers put in absolutely no effort. The team must have been, who cares? Let's just get it done so we can move on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. What's with the bloodshot eye? Has the Technodrome been up all night drinking with RTD2? Inside the Technodrome is an absolute nightmare. To ramp up the difficulty, all the programmers did was put lots of enemies in a confined space. Case in point is this corridor. This should really drain all your health or be impossible, but when you see the Jetmen, just stop and they'll go away. Attack the drones when they come, and keep doing this until you get to the end of the corridor. A cheap way to play, but you won't take any damage. Then all that's left is Shredder. This again is all about Donatello. If you have him, you can beat Shredder without taking any damage. Just sit on this platform and keep attacking. It's like some of the other levels. Hard level, easy boss. And that's it. Overall, this is a great game. You have to employ various strategies to get through the levels, saving Donatello for the difficult areas, or changing up characters mid-level when they get low on health. Each turtle has their own strengths and weaknesses. Despite the game's flaws, it keeps you engaged, and you're playing a Ninja Turtle. How cool is that? And because of that, it keeps you coming back to it. I also like the cartridge, where all the turtles are wearing red masks. A tribute to the original Ninja Turtles comic. Cowabunga! See you next time.